Batting sixth, playing first base, number 26.
Welcome back inside the GCU Softball Stadium on this Friday evening now as the Lopes get ready to take on the Montana Grizzlies in the second game of this doubleheader in this GCU kickoff tournament after picking up an 8-2 victory over the Weber State Wildcats moments ago. Jack O'Hara here with you alongside Cheyenne Rose. It was Ryan Denhart picking up her first win of the 2021 campaign. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 1 earned run as Kaylee Dietrich led the charge, 2 RBIs, an extra base hit. Offensively for the Lopes, they put up a huge crooked number, a 5 spot in that 5th inning, 5 runs on 5 hits, leading them to that 8-2 victory. As we take a look at the Sanderson Ford, 3 keys to the game in Cheyenne. The Lopes are going to have to continue to do what they did, continue that momentum in this one against Montana.
Absolutely, Jack. That's why key number 1 is momentum. As you mentioned, the Lopes put up 8 runs in that game against Weber State, and they need to keep that going against the Grizz and do it early on. Second key is base lockdown. Once again, the Lopes had good go-ahead base running, having 3 unearned runs in their 2 games of the season, and overall just being smart on the base path, which they have done so far on the season. And then the last key is get ahead early. The Lopes were able to get ahead of sync, something that they were not able to do against Utah, and it proved to give them that momentum that they needed, and they'll be looking to do the same thing in Game 2 of today.
Well, looking for another offensive breakout performance as we take a look at the starting lineups. Of course, the Lopes on their home turf. They'll be the away team in this one as Gianna Nicoletti will lead things off. She'll be in left field. Jaden Reed in right field. She bats second. Kristen Fifield in center field. She hits third. Kaylee Dietrich behind the dish once again. She's cleaning things up, hitting fourth. Daisy Taloa, she had a big game, number 1. She's at third base. She hits fifth. Savannah Torville back in the 6th slot at first base. At shortstop, it's going to be Angeli Aguilar. She hits 7th. Jordan Pearson at second base. And, of course, Tabitha Dyer, we saw her get the start on opening night. She's the designated hitter tonight as J.C. Hambrick, the freshman, will get her first start in a Lopes uniform on the circle. So Nicoletti's ready. Allie Brock on the circle for Montana is ready. Let's rock and roll here in Phoenix. First pitch cut on and missed, and we are once again underway here in the heart of the Valley of the Sun for Game 2 of this doubleheader for the Lopes, looking to pick up their second win of the day before their big dates with the Grizzlies and the Ducks tomorrow. Gianna picking up 2 more hits. She now has 5 hits in the first 2 games of her short season. Lays off that pitch on the inner part of the plate as the count moves to 1-1. Montana Grizzlies looking to shake off that loss earlier on today, getting no hit by the Oregon Ducks. Again, Oregon, the number 10 ranked team in the nation. Very formidable opponent this weekend in this tournament. The Lopes will take them on tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain State Time here on GCU TV. Allie Brock making her first appearance for the Grizzlies. Did not pitch in that game earlier on today as the 2-1 offering misses low and away. And the count 3-1 on Nicoletti. And again, the Lopes looking to continue that momentum. Cheyenne would love to get the speedy Nicoletti on the base paths right out of the get-go, setting things up for the heart of this order.
Absolutely, Jack. Getting the lead on runner here would be such a big momentum booster for the Lopes.
Check swing right in front of play. Going to be a very tough play, and there's not going to be a play made at all, as that one is fouled in front of home plate as the home plate umpire puts his hands up, signaling the foul ball. Looked like off the foot of Gianna, as this will be now a 7-pitch battle right out of the get-go for the Lopes. Left fielder has done a nice job being disciplined at the plate in these first 2 games, working the pitch count. As the 3-2 offering sliced down the left field line and foul, and we'll do it again. Again, a very quick turnaround for the Lopes. Montana had somewhat of a breather, a couple hours in between each game, as they played earlier on this afternoon against Oregon. Waited for the Lopes and the Wildcats to wrap up before taking the field once again as the home competitor in this matchup against GCU. As the 8th pitch of this at-bat is fouled right back this way and out of play. And Gianna Nicoletti really making Allie Brock work with at least a 9-pitch at-bat here to kick things off here in the first. Brock gets the sign from Jaden. The 3-2 pitch on the outside corner misses, and Gianna Nicoletti works an incredible at-bat here. 9 pitches, able to work the walk, and the Lopes have their speedster on the base paths right out of the get-go. So that'll bring up Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed doubling in the first inning of Game 1 against Weber State earlier on today. It was Amanda Sink on the mound for the Wildcats, picking up the loss in that game. Only allowing 3 earned runs in 6 hits and 4 innings of work. And right off the bat, Gianna Nicoletti swipes second base with ease. So she runs on the first pitch. Jaden Reed swings and misses. So the count 0-1. As the Lopes doing an excellent job positioning themselves for an early run opportunity. Nicoletti looking to get a good jump off of second. 0-1 pitch on the outside corner called for a strike, and the count quickly 0-2. Reed flied out to the right field warning track on 2 separate occasions as we take another look here. Gianna Nicoletti not even hesitating, gets ahead way in front of the tag there from the shortstop McGrath. And the 0-2 offering from Brock is cut on and missed, gets Reed to chase the ladder there on 0-2 for her first punch out, and there's 1 away. So Reed now 0 for 1 after picking up that hit in Game 1. As Kristen Fifield, who scored a couple of runs in that 8-run performance just a few minutes ago against Weber State, now digs in, looking to drive in a run from second base, takes a first pitch in the outer part of the plate for a strike, count 0-1 on Fifield. Only a few changes in that lineup for the Lopes. Lily Bishop, who started in that 3 spot the first 2 games of the season, will take a breather here in Game 2 tonight against the Grizzlies. As Kristen Fifield moves from the cleanup spot to the number 3 hole. Kaylee Dietrich moving from 5 to 4. That's the 1-1 delivery. Just misses the outside corner again, and the count moves to 2-1. So Allie Brock trying to find her mojo here against the top half of this Lopes order. Seeing what works and what doesn't thus far. Had a tough time putting away Gianna Nicoletti. Figured out Jaden Reed off the bat as that one's ripped up the middle. Took something off that one as that one's ripped up the middle. Bobbled by the center fielder Phelps, allowing Gianna Nicoletti to score. It didn't look like she was going to round third immediately. Saw the quick bobble, the quick hesitation, and comes around to score. It's an RBI single for Kristen Fifield. She's got an RBI on the night, and it's 1-0 Lopes.
The catcher, number 5.
So like I was saying, Brock trying to figure out how to work against the top third of this Lopes order. Took a little something off that one, right in the heart of the zone, and Kristen Fifield did not miss it, ripping it right back to where it came from as that pitch is in there for a called strike right on the corner to Kaylee Dietrich, and the count 0-1. So with a runner on first base and 1 out, Kaylee Dietrich will look to add to her very impressive day, picking up 2 hits in Game 1 against the Wildcats, an RBI single in the 3rd, an RBI double in the 5th. So 0-1 pitch. Laced foul. As she tries to get it out ahead of that one as the count now moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Kaylee is now caught in each of the first 3 games for the Lopes this season. Kaylee Holland not in the starting lineup for either one of these 2 games on this Friday doubleheader. after DHing in last night's home opener. As the 0-2 pitch misses up. Brock trying to use the same exact formula that she had with Jaden Reed, trying to get her to chase the ladder. Does not get Kaylee Dietrich to budge. One-two pitch, cut on and miss. So she goes up on 0-2, doesn't get Dietrich to bite. Comes back with the 1-2 pitch on the outer part of the plate. Gets Dietrich to chase for out number 2. So with 2 away on a runner on first, that'll be the freshman Daisy Taloa. And Daisy had herself quite a starting debut earlier on today, picking up multiple hits. Now has 3 hits overall in these first 2 games as that pitch drops in there for a called strike. Count 0-1. She picked up a single in the second inning against Amanda Sink while picking up an RBI single in that 5-run 5th inning as well. 0-1 pitch, just off the outside corner to even up the count on a ball and a strike. Like we mentioned, Montana will go into their first at-bat in the bottom of the first, looking for their first hit of the season after getting no hit earlier on today. They went 12-12 a season ago as that one is tapped slowly past the mound. Going to be a tough play, and it's not going to be made as it's booted. Throw back to second as Fifield is back in ahead of the tag. So runners on first and second now as Taloa reaches. Tough play for Noss there at second base as it gets past Allie Brock, as we'll take another look. Squibs that one off the end of the bat a bit early on that one. As Savannah Torville again was in the 6 hole last night. Went down to the 7 hole in game 1, back up to the 6 hole here in game 2. As that pitch misses low and away, count 1-0. Picked up 2 hits in game 1 as well, after going hitless in the opener against the Utes. Lopes looking to put up a crooked number here in the first inning as that one's chopped softly on the ground on the left side to even up the count at 1-1. I mentioned they couldn't figure out Sydney Sandez in last night's game. Not really coming away with a big inning until a 4-run bottom of the 8th inning. Too little, too late in that loss, a 6-5 loss in 8 innings. Breaking through in a big way, putting up a crooked number, a 5 spot in the 5th inning on 5 hits. Went into the inning up 3-1. End up with an 8-2 victory. Runners lead off. The 2-1 pitch misses up. Now it's 3-1 on Torville. Third base is open with Aguilar waiting on deck. And the 3-1 pitch misses high and away, and the bases are loaded for the Lopes. Already up by 1. RBI single off the bat of Kristen Fifield. And Angeli Aguilar, who came up to the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning in game 1 against Weber State with the bases loaded, is going to come up in her next at-bat here in the top half of the first inning with her team up by 1 with the bases loaded against the Montana Grizzlies as we get a quick mound visit. And just like that, right off the bat, Allie Brock a bit rattled as the Lopes offense giving her a run for their money after again being stagnant last night against the Utes, waking up today. And I mentioned Montana coming into this season with a 12-12 record in 2020. Started the season 4-1, with their only loss coming to the number 18th ranked team in the nation, Texas Tech, in the Louisiana Tech Big Easy Classic. Had a 2.55 ERA from a pitching staff standpoint a season ago. So far, it has not lived up to the reputation here early on this season. Got an 8-0 defeat. A no-hitter in that game against the Ducks earlier today in just 5 innings. As there'll be an 0-1 pitch to Aguilar after fouling that one off. That one's going to be blooped into right field and in for a base hit. It'll score 1 as they're going to hold up the runner at third base. So pass the baton here. The Lopes take a 2-0 lead on the RBI single. And once again, another RBI for Aguilar as you take another look. Inside-out swing, dumping that one in front of Toon in right field. And that'll bring up J.C. Hambrick. And the freshman starting on the circle for the Lopes tonight. Looks to help herself out in a big way. First pitch in the dirt. Nice block there by Jaden, able to keep that one in front. And the count quickly 1-0. J.C. Hambrick, like we said last night, the weight of the world on her shoulders in her first appearance against a formidable opponent in Utah. 2 scoreless innings, 6th and the 7th inning. Things got unraveled in the 8th. It's the 1-0 pitch, right down Broadway for a strike. And the count is leveled up at a ball and a strike. So the Lopes with 2 runs on 2 hits. Base is currently loaded. Talua on third. Torville on second and Aguilar on first. 1-1 pitch. Blooped on the left side, but on the left side of the line for a foul ball as the count now moves to 1-2 on Hambrick. Brock just trying to get herself out of further damage here. As the 1-2 pitch is cut on and missed, so she'll do just that, leaving all ducks on the pond for the Lopes, but not before they score 2 runs on 2 hits, an RBI single for Kristen Fifield, an RBI single for Angeli Aguilar. Let's go to the bottom of the first. J.C. Hambrick on the mound for the Lopes. It's 2-0 GCU here on GCU TV.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
Bottom half of the first inning, the Lopes put a 2 spot up in the top half of the first inning, as freshman J.C. Hambrick will now do battle with Montana's starting 9 as we take a look at the starting lineup. And it'll be Becker, Sellers, McGrath, Curtis, Jaden, Nosh, Toon, Phelps, and Kluswich for the University of Montana. And at the plate last season, Montana hit .243 with 90 runs scored. Megan McGrath posted a team best .338 average, 6 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Cami Sellers was the only Grizz player to start all 24 games and hit .297 with a team high 131 putouts. So J.C. Hambrick, after her team gifted her 2 runs in the top half of the first inning, delivers a strike on the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1 on Becker. Becker, the designated hitter this afternoon. Henderson, Nevada native, the junior, hitting well over 300 in each of the last 2 seasons. Swings through that pitch on the outer part of the plate, and the count quickly 0-2. And like I was saying earlier, Cheyenne, J.C. Hambrick doing an excellent job in each of those first 2 innings in last night's home opener before things really got unraveled in that top half of the 8th inning.
Yeah, absolutely, Jack. Coming into that situation, definitely a hard one, and being a freshman definitely did not make that any easier for her with that being her first outing pitching for the Lopes.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Kylie Becker as she'll take a seat. First punch out of the afternoon for Hambrick, and that'll bring up Cami Sellers, the senior. Again, she was the only Grizzlies player from a season ago to start in all 24 games, hitting .297. That pitch sliced foul. So 4 pitches, 4 strikes right off the bat for J.C. Hambrick. It'll be interesting to see how she's used in this one. Lopes pitching staff well rested after only utilizing Ryan Denhart and Sydney Sahar in game 1. As that pitch misses up and away, count now leveled at a ball and a strike. And again, this is the first of 2 between the Lopes and the Grizzlies, as they'll do battle once more tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Mountain State time, as that pitch clips the outside corner again, and the count moves to 1-2. And we saw it earlier on today with Ryan Denhart having much success going right after those Wildcat hitters, resulting again in 4+ innings of just 1-run softball. J.C. Hambrick trying to emulate that here. Is that one? Off the nub of the bat, it looks like, from Cami Sellers, not even trying to sell it, as that pitch came up and in, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. So J.C. Hambrick gets a second life in this at-bat here, as that one again fouled off. It looked like the end of the bat for Cami Sellers. You know, she gets the sign from Dietrich, and she'll call time at the last second, does Cami Sellers. And the 1-2 pitch took a little something off that one. Does not get the call from the home plate umpire. The crowd here at the GCU Softball Stadium wanting that call, as the count now moves to 2-2. And a nice idea there from J.C. Hambrick, trying to fool the senior left-handed bat. 2-2 offering. Goes up once more as the count now moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Montana still looking for their first hit of the afternoon. The 3-2 pitch. Lofted softly on the left side and out of play. So Sellers will get another opportunity. 7-pitch battle between Sellers and Hambrick. Payoff pitch from the Lopes right-hander. Once again, sliced down the left field line, and we'll do it again. Mentioned J.C. Hambrick was a 3-year varsity starter at Bradshaw Mountain High School in Dewey, Arizona. Gatorade Player of the Year nominee back in 2019. She posted a .093 ERA, 15-2 record, picking up 185 punch-outs during her junior season. Already has 2 punch-outs here tonight as Sellers goes down swinging on the 8th pitch of that at-bat. So 2 up and 2 down for J.C. Hambrick, looking for an easy-going 1-2-3 as we take another look. Goes with the 3-2 pitch on the inner part of the plate. And it looked like Sellers was just a tad bit early on that one for punch-out number 2 for the Lopes freshman. So Megan McGrath, like we mentioned, team best .338 average for the Grizzlies a season ago. This is that one up. She went 0 for 3 in that first game against Oregon earlier on today. It's a 1-0 pitch, lofted in the infield. Should be an easy play for Aguilar. It is. She has it. An easy 1-2-3 inning for J.C. Hambrick. So we'll head to the top half of the second inning. Let's see if the Lopes offense can get J.C. a couple more runs. You're watching GCU Softball right here on GCU TV.
When I think back on graduation day, it's such a special moment, walking across the stage, hearing your name called. I think I would really regret not walking. I think being able to finish out a long college experience with an awesome moment like graduation is really special.
If I hadn't decided to walk that day, I think I'd regret not having that sense of closure and accomplishment for that huge chapter in my life.
My name's Noah and I graduated in 2015.
My name is Lauren and I graduated in 2016.
Herff Jones, by your side.
We can stand together by standing far apart.
Stay 6 feet apart from other people.
Wear your mask when you go out.
Wash your hands often.
If you feel sick, stay home.
Be respectful of others.
The choices you make are critical.
By protecting yourself, it helps protect all of us.
Your actions can save lives.
What we do now will shape our future.
Stay safe.
Let's move to the second inning here in the heart of the Valley of the Sun. Allie Brock looking for a bounce-back inning after giving up 2 runs on 2 hits, leaving the bases loaded in that top half of the first inning against this Lopes offense. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for the purple and black. Pearson, Nicoletti, and Reed trying to add to their lead after a very impressive bottom half of the first inning for J.C. Hambrick, picking up 2 strikeouts in the process. And here comes Jordan Pearson picking up her first collegiate hit in Game 1 against Weber State. Looking for the bunt hit here, right back to Brock. And just in the nick of time gets Pearson. So 1 pitch and 1 out for Allie Brock. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Gianna Nicoletti.
Well, Jack, as we mentioned, the Lopes having their first game of the day just about 30 minutes before this one, and the Lopes having that 8-2 win definitely gave them the momentum coming into this game, and you saw that in the top half of the first, where the Grizz, their game was ended in inning 5 because of Oregon's dominant offense happening. So it's going to take a little bit for the Grizz to get into this, and hopefully the Lopes can capsize on that.
You know, you make a great point there with the Lopes obviously putting up an 8 spot just moments before playing this one. University of Montana, of course, getting shut out, not only shut out, but no-hit Cheyenne in that game, and having to wait until this game was over, too. Really nothing going their way so far here this afternoon. Kind of tough to come out and play after waiting a few hours after getting no hit. But nonetheless, Allie Brock is going to try and keep this Lopes offense contained. 49-6 in 3 years in high school with an ERA of 0.90 as that pitch misses in as the count now moves to 3-0. And once again, Gianna Nicoletti, after working a 9-pitch walk in her first at-bat, will look to work a 4-pitch walk here. And that one drops in there for a strike, so the count now moves to 3-1. Lopes trying to give J.C. Hambrick a very comfortable and sizable lead early on in this game. Really trying to set the tone for tomorrow's matchups, again with the Grizzlies and the Ducks, right here on GCU TV as Nicoletti works a 5-pitch walk, her second walk of the night. Remember, she stole second immediately in the first pitch to Jaden Reed back in the first. We'll see what she does here with 1 out. That was with no outs to start the inning. Like we mentioned, Jaden Reed with a hot bat as well. And you mentioned that flag out there in right field in the first game, Cheyenne blowing out to right field. As that one is chopped to short. They'll get the force play at second to nab Nicoletti, but that's all they'll get with the speedy Reed reaching safely with the fielder's choice, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, Jack, that wind was definitely a factor in the first game, so it being a little bit later in the evening and getting a little bit cooler and that wind picking up, it should be interesting to see how that one affects this game as well.
It looked like Nicoletti, as you saw in the replay there, looked like she got a good jump and then waited to see if that one was going to find some dirt. It did, and she was out by just a half a step as Kristen Fifield once again finds the hole in center field for a base hit. And the Lopes once again put a runner in scoring position in back-to-back innings. And Kristen Fifield now 2 for 2, picked up that RBI single, scoring Nicoletti back in the first. Got jammed a little bit on this swing, but is able to poke it past the second baseman in McGrath and into center field for a base hit. So now Kaylee Dietrich, who we mentioned had those 2 ribbies in game 1. Look to put the ball in play here with 2 outs. Struck out swinging in her first at-bat against Allie Brock. Rips that one in the air, center field, but right there is Phelps for the grab, and that'll do it. So Kaylee Dietrich hits that one right on the nose, but nothing to show for it. As we'll head to the bottom half of the second inning. To the Lopes 2 and Montana 0, you're watching GCU Softball.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
Bottom half of the second, J.C. Hambrick back out on the circle after a very impressive bottom of the first. Struck out the first 2 that she saw, and getting McGrath to pop one up softly. And she'll look to do the same here in the bottom half of the second against Curtis, Jaden, and Noss. 4-5-6 for the Grizz. Still looking for their first hit in their 7th inning of at-bats so far today. Again, a 5-inning shutout against the Oregon Ducks earlier on today. Quickly down 2-0 in this one as the GCU Lopes offense has come alive after only putting up 1 run in the first 7 innings of last night's home opener. Curtis, the sophomore, went 0 for 2 in that game against Oregon. Gets that one past Pearson into right field for a base hit. Pearson trying to backhand that one, and right there for the save is Dietrich, able to get that one out of harm's way as the throw comes errant back to Hambrick. That one hard hit by Curtis, right at Pearson, but as you can see, Jordan trying to backhand it. Just gets underneath her glove and into right field. So Montana, after going hitless in that game against the Ducks, finally pick up their first hit of the afternoon. And that'll bring up Jaden. Hambrick looking for a ground ball here as that first pitch is in there on the inside corner for a strike count, 0-1. And we've talked about her pitching statistics to this point, Cheyenne, but J.C. Hambrick, of course, in the lineup as the 8-hole hitter tonight for the Lopes. Posted a .455 average with 4 home runs and 41 runs batted in back in 2019. Of course, at the high school level, looking to once again bring that mentality and that success to the collegiate level here with the Lopes. Now she's quickly ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes on Jaden, the junior catcher. As Curtis looks to get a good lead off of. No outs here in the second inning as she once again paints the outside corner for punch out number 3. As Jaden will take a seat, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Noss, with a 1 out and a runner on first base. So once again, Hambrick doing a nice job getting ahead of the hitter early in the count. And as you can see, this 1-2 pitch painting the outside corner beautifully there with Dietrich doing the nice frame job, sending Jaden back to the dugout. And the first pitch to Noss, just off the inner part of the plate, count quickly 1-0. Noss having a tough time defensively at second base back in the first inning. Picking up one of the 2 errors that they've made to this point. And she rips that one in the air, fairly deep right field. Going after it is Reed. She'll haul it in down the line just in front of the 200 sign. She really had to go out of her way to go grab that one. For the put out, and there are 2 away. So Hambrick coming right after Noss there. Noss just a tad bit late on it, but was able to barrel it up enough, as you can see here, to slice it down the line. Not an easy play for Jaden Reed as she had to go down and haul it in. Nice grab there by the Lopes right fielder. As with 2 away now, first pitch is in there for a called strike. Count 0-1 on Toon, the right fielder in this one for the Montana Grizzlies, trying to get a runner in scoring position with the center fielder Phelps waiting on deck. As the 0-1 pitch, JC taking a little something off that one, just misses outside to level up the count at a ball and a strike. That pitch ripped short. Aguilar stays in front, throws across the diamond for the 6-3 putout, and that'll do it. 2 very easygoing innings for the Lopes freshman and JC Hambrick. We'll head to the third. It's GCU 2, the Grizz nothing. You're watching GCU Softball. We'll be right back.
The temperature scanning kiosk from Pacific Office Automation is an easy-to-use, attendant-free device that quickly checks a person's temperature anytime, anywhere. You can now provide peace of mind at schools and universities, grocery stores, restaurants, nursing homes, medical clinics, sporting events, offices, private gatherings, and more. Look to us to help you reduce the risk and be safe. Visit PacificOffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Top half of the third inning, Allie Brock back out on the bump for her third inning of work. Was able to silence the Lopes offense after they got runners in motion, first and second with 2 outs. Getting Kaylee Dietrich to fly to center to end the inning. She'll deal with the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the order for the Lopes as they look to add to their lead with JC Hambrick pitching beautifully to this point, picking up 3 strikeouts in each of the first 2 innings. 3 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. As Daisy Taloa digs in, and she gets plunked on the first pitch, and she'll run that one off. As the Lopes quickly have themselves a leadoff base runner. She seems to be okay, as that one looked to hit her on the left foot. As we'll take another look at the replay. Right underneath the left shin, but she seems to be okay, as, again, you can see her running it off. Lopes have a runner in motion here as Savannah Torville, the junior, again picking up those 2 hits earlier on today, was able to reach base in her last at-bat with a walk. Quickly takes a ball outside, count quickly 1-0. We mentioned those stats from Allie Brock, 49-6 over 3 years in her high school career. La Grande High School is a 2020 graduate. Twice an All-State selection, 3 times All-League, went 36-1 during the 2018 and 2019 travel ball seasons for the Oregon Lightning. Picked up 254 strikeouts and a sub-1 ERA as well. Having a tough time with the middle part of this Lopes order, as it looks like Jaden will come out and have a quick talk with her right-hander, falling behind Savannah Torville. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, it has been the bottom third of this Lopes order that has proved to be the most beneficial so far for this Lopes offense this season, really getting things in motion. As the 2-0 pitch popped in the air, should be an easy play for the first baseman, Cammie Seller. She hauls it in, and Savannah Torville will head back to the dugout. She's now 0 for 1.
Shortstop, Angeli Aguilar-Bocage.
As Angeli Aguilar digs in, already 1 for 1 in this game, picking up an RBI single. She came to the plate with the bases loaded in her last at-bat, but the Lopes up 1-0, was able to fight off a tough inside pitch from Brock and bloop it into right field for a hit. Squares around a bunt, fouls it off, and the count's quickly 0-1. Allie Brock just trying to give her offense an opportunity in this game, despite her offense being asleep for at least the first 7 innings of play here in the 2021 season for the Grizz. It will be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for Montana. As that one is laced in the air. Center field should be an easy play for Phelps. And she has it for out number 2. So after the leadoff hit by pitch to Daisy Taloa, 2 quick outs via Torville and Aguilar, and that will bring up JC Hambrick looking to help herself out once again. She struck out swinging with the bases loaded and 2 outs back in the first inning with an opportunity to really blow things open. Still looking for her first hit in her young season with the Lopes. Again, her first at-bat coming back in the first inning. Swings through that one. The count quickly 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Nice block there from Jaden, able to keep it in front as Brock again taking something off that pitch to level up the count at a ball and a strike. And a .455 average at the plate in high school at Bradshaw Mountain High School in Dewey, Arizona for the Lopes freshman. Taps that one slowly. And Noss throws it on the first for the 4-3 putout, and that'll do it. So after a rough top half of the first inning, Brock settles in, mowing down the Lopes in each of the last 2 innings. We'll head to the bottom half of the third. It's GCU 2, the Montana Grizz 0. You're watching GCU Softball. We'll be right back.
When I think back on graduation day, it's such a special moment. Walking across the stage, hearing your name called. I think I would really regret not walking. I think being able to finish out a long college experience with an awesome moment like graduation is really special.
If I hadn't decided to walk that day, I think I'd regret not having that sense of closure and accomplishment for that huge chapter in my life.
My name's Noah and I graduated in 2015.
My name is Lauren and I graduated in 2016.
Herff Jones, by your side.
We can stand together by standing far apart.
Stay 6 feet apart from other people.
Wear your mask when you go out.
Wash your hands often.
If you feel sick, stay home.
Be respectful of others.
The choices you make are critical.
By protecting yourself, it helps protect all of us.
Your actions can save lives.
What we do now will shape our future.
Stay safe.
She may be 0 for 2 at the plate to this point, but JC Hambrick mowing him down in each of the first 2 innings, picking up 3 strikeouts in the process, as she looks to do more of the same here in the bottom half of the third.
GCU fans, if you haven't already, it's time to download the Lope Nation app. Watch GCU home sporting events directly from your app. Receive personalized news and score updates for your favorite Lopes teams. Follow the Lopes closer than ever with scores, schedules, stories, and more. And even more perks will be coming soon. Search GCU Athletics in your phone's app store or download the GCU Athletics app now at gculopes.com/app.
First pitch. Misses off the plate, count quickly 1-0, and that app will obviously become very useful during this spring semester with everything we got going on. Of course, baseball starting up next weekend. The Missouri Tigers coming to Phoenix for a 4-game set. Of course, still plenty of softball left to be played this weekend. As that pitch clips the outside corner, count moves to 1-1.
And then, of course, having women's and men's soccer going on. Women took on ASU last night, lost in overtime.
A very impressive showing for Hayden Wallace as the new Lopes goalkeeper after watching from the bench in each of the last 2 seasons, finally getting her opportunity to shine. And, of course, the Lopes connecting for 2 goals over 4 total shots taken last night. As the 1-2 delivery from Hambrick misses up. Count now moves to 2-2 on Phelps. It'll be Phelps, Kluswich, and Becker. 8, 9, and 1 for the Grizz. And just 1 hit in the first 2 innings against Hambrick. 1 hit overall today. 2-2 pitch. Misses up. Count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. J.C. Hambrick trying to get that one lower in the zone. Didn't quite fall when she wanted it to, as Kaylee Dietrich tried to do the frame job, but to no avail. Home plate umpire Willie Newman not giving her the benefit of the doubt. As we'll get a payoff pitch to Phelps. Chop to first. Right there is Torville. She gobbles it up. Steps on the bag for the unassisted putout. 1 up, 1 down here in the third, and that'll bring up Cluett. Again, and the home plate umpire is Willie Newman after being at third base last game. Steve McCown, who was the home plate umpire in Game 1, he now moves over to first base. And it'll be Paul Eds, who we saw last night at first base. He is at the hot corner at third base. Left fielder, Kluswich. Bunts that one right in front of Dietrich, but foul. As Willie Newman signals, throwing his hands up in the air. His count now moves to 0-1 on Kluswich. Just trying to get anything going here. Again, just one base runner brings up the tying run for Montana, and the way their offense has performed all day long, it might come down to one swing of the bat for them to try and get themselves back in this game. Oh, 1 pitch. Misses low. Count moves to 1-1. Kluswich with a ton of speed on the base paths. Sophomore picked up 6 steals a season ago. There's a 1-1 pitch, bunted on the third base side and foul as Kluswich didn't barrel that one up enough. As she'll head back to home plate with a 1-2 count in favor of J.C. Hambrick. Again, already 3 strikeouts to her credit in this one. 2 1/3 innings pitched, only allowing that 1 hit. Lopes with 2 quick runs against Allie Brock in the first inning. Kristen Fifield with an RBI single up the middle, made it 1-0, and then an RBI single off the bat of Angeli Aguilar with the bases loaded. One-two pitch on the outer part of the plate. Going to be tough play, and it's not going to be made as it gets away from Torville, allowing Kluswich to move to second base. So the ball skids underneath the net and into the Grizzlies' dugout. So regardless, Jaxie Kluswich will get to advance to second base as they'll have their first runner in scoring position here with less than 2 outs. Would have been a tough play for Daisy Taloa regardless with the speed of Kluswich. But unable to come in on that ball as she throws it underneath the first baseman's glove of Savannah Torville, unable to scoop that one as it got away from her. So they pick up their second hit of the night. Kylie Becker striking out in her first plate appearance. Will look to move the runner over, and she'll do just that as she taps that one on the ground. One hopper for Torville. She'll tag Becker. Coming in across the baseline. And there are 2 away with a runner on third base. So Montana now with an opportunity to cut this Lopes lead in half with a base hit with Cammie Sellers, the senior left-handed bat, digging in. And just what the doctor ordered if you're Kaylee Becker, trying to move that runner into scoring position the way your offense has performed over these past few days. First pitch to Sellers, ripped in the hole into left field for a base hit. That's going to be an RBI single for Sellers. Again, hitting .297 a season ago. Picks up the first run of the season for Montana in 2021, and they cut the Lopes lead in half. It's 2-1. Jumping all over that first pitch, able to wait back on it, slice it the other way past the outstretched glove of Daisy Taloa and into left field. So the Grizz finally breaking through offensively. We'll see if they can carry this momentum into this next at-bat for Megan McGrath. First pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1. McGrath 0 for 1 in this game, popped up softly to Aguilar back in the first. Nice block by Kaylee Dietrich to keep that one in front as the count now levels at a ball and a strike on McGrath. The junior out of Salem, Oregon. Looking to get to the heart of this Montana order, and she'll do just that as she laces that one in the gap left center field, going to get all the way to the wall. Trying to score from first is Seller. She'll be held up at third. It's a 2-out double for Megan McGrath, and just like that, a single could put the Grizz in front here. 2-1 ball game, runners on second and third with 2 outs. So JC Hambrick cruising along in the first 2 1/3 innings of work. Has run into a bit of trouble with this Grizz offense.
Jack, right now, if you're JC Hambrick, you really just want to get that final out, get your team back up to the plate, and try to stop any more damage than has already come across. Though you don't want the Grizz here to take the lead, as your team has already given you that 2-up advantage, and her being at the plate hitting when she comes up, I'm sure she'll want to try and get that back, what she lost already.
And Megan McGrath picking up that double, collected 7 hits in her first 4 games of last season, picks up her first hit of this season in her 6th at bat. After popping up back in the first inning, went 0 for 4 in that game against Oregon earlier on today. So a big at-bat early on in this game as Curtis now digs in. Curtis picking up the first hit of the season for Montana in her last at-bat. As the first pitch clips the inside corner for a called strike. Count 0-1. Again, first base is open here. If you don't want to give in to Curtis here with Jaden waiting on deck, the junior's 0 for 1 already in this game against JC Hambrick. Taloa playing in at the bag at third. The 0-1 pitch. Again off the end of the bat of Curtis as the count now quickly moves to no balls and 2 strikes. It's now ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes with first base open. Hambrick will look to be careful here with Curtis. Not trying to throw anything over the heart of the plate here. We'll see if she tries to spot the outside corner, which she's done pretty well at so far here tonight. Tries to come in, misses up, and the count now moves to 1-2. Lopes trying to hang on to their 1-run lead. 9-1 and 2 hitters due up in the top half of the 4th against Allie Brock. And the 1-2 offering is ripped up the middle and into center field for a base hit that'll at least tie the score, as they're going to hold up McGrath at third base, and we got a brand new ball game here in Phoenix. It's a 2-2 score, runners on the corners and 2 outs. So Curtis picks up her first RBI, her second hit of the night. First Grizz player to record 2 hits in 1 game thus far this season, as you take a look at the replay. And that'll bring up Jaden now with an opportunity to put Montana ahead. So it looked like an easy-going bottom half of the 3rd inning for JC Hambrick. Quickly unraveling here. We mentioned last night, top half of the 8th inning. Had a tough time with the heart of the order, second time around in the order with the Utah Utes. She now deals with the second half, or with the middle half of this order, as the runner will move into scoring position. Throw down by Dietrich, not nearly in time. So Curtis now moves over to second. 2 runners in scoring position now, as a single could make this a 2-run game for the Grizz, with Hambrick trying to stop momentum. Again, she had much success in the first go-around of this lineup, not so much here in the second half, or in the second part of this lineup, as that pitch hits the outside corner. Level up the count at a ball and a strike. 1-1 pitch, tries to come back inside and misses. Count moves to 2-1. It's been the heart of the order that's been the biggest piece of trouble thus far for the Lopes freshmen, with Sellers, McGrath, and Curtis, each with at least one hit in this one. Sellers and McGrath 1 for 2. As Curtis, of course, those 2 hits already against the Lopes right-hander. 2-1 pitch, cut on and missed, leveling up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hambrick daring Jaden to hit that pitch over the heart of the plate. She swings right through it. Two-two pitch. Looped in the air, right field going to be a tough play, but it lands foul and out of play, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Again with Noss waiting on deck. First base is open, and she sets to do battle once again. 2-2 pitch, 6th pitch of this at-bat between Jaden and Hambrick. Gets the sign from Dietrich. And time called by Willie Newman. As Jaden, again, looks to stall here. 2-2 pitch. Kicks, winds, and delivers. That pitch ripped in the air, right center field. Reed drops it, and that'll score 2 runs. So Jaden Reed getting underneath that one just in time, is unable to squeeze it in. And just like that, Montana puts up a 4 spot here in the bottom of the 3rd, and it's 4-2. Again, Jaden not nearly getting enough of that one. Looking to barrel it up. Pops it in the air to right field. Was going to be a tough play between Pearson, Fifield, and Reed. Reed calls them off. And again, unable to haul that one in. Allowing 2 more runs to score. Dietrich, again, going to talk things over with her right-hander. 4 runs on 4 hits in this 3rd inning for the Grizz. Finally breaking through after a very frustrating morning against the Ducks, a very frustrating 2 innings against J.C. Hambrick. Now one laced foul, count quickly 0-1 on Noss. Noss flying out to fairly deep right field back in the 2nd inning. Was a tad bit late on a 2-2 pitch over the heart of the plate. Was able to lace it deep down the right field line. Jaden Reed able to haul that one down right in front of the 200 sign down there in right field, right in front of the pole. Oh, 1 pitch on the outside corner, and the count now moves to no balls and 2 strikes. So J.C. Hambrick just trying to limit the damage at this point, with the top part of her order due up in the top half of the 4th. And the Lopes only down by 2. The way their offense has performed today shouldn't be a tough task, as that pitch misses up and now moves to 1-2. It'll be Pearson, Nicoletti, and Reed, with Hambrick trying to silence Noss right here. One-two offering, fouled straight back by Noss. So what GCU's offense has done a tremendous job of all afternoon long, working pitches, being very disciplined at the plate. We're seeing it with Montana's offense right now against J.C. Hambrick. Torville playing in front of the runner at first base. That one cut on and missed in the dirt, but fouled off, as we'll do it again at 1-2. Another 6-pitch battle between Noss and Hambrick here. One-two offering, fouled straight back. Noss right on that one, just gets underneath it a bit, fouls it right back up against the net, and we'll do it once again. A 7-pitch battle now between Noss and Hambrick, as Montana's offense continuing to battle here at the plate in this third inning. One-two pitch. And we'll do it again.
Yeah, Jack, if you're Noss, you're doing exactly what you want to help keep your team to grow their lead. And then Hamburg just needs to settle down a little bit, get this final out, and let her team come back to play and help her get out of this jam.
Gets a sign from Dietrich, kicks, winds, and delivers the 1-2. This will be a 9-pitch battle, at least, between Noss and Hambrick. Looks like Lexi Coons warming up in the bullpen for the Lopes. Again, we only saw her for 2/3 of an inning last night in inning number 8 against the Utah Utes in the home opener. Did not pitch at all against Weber State in that 8-2 victory earlier on today. 9th pitch of this at-bat on the outside corner, and J.C. Hambrick earned that out. Punch out number 4, finally silencing Noss for the final out, but not before Montana scores 4 runs on 4 hits. 2 unearned. We'll head to the top half of the 4th inning. It's Montana 4, GCU 2. You're watching GCU Softball.
How does a chicken sandwich become a Whataburger spicy chicken sandwich? Is it by slathering it in a fiery sauce? Or adding some crazy hot toppings? Nah. If the chicken in a chicken sandwich wants to be spicy, it has to come from the inside. By marinating it in spices, frying it up, then cooling it off with fresh veggies. All on a new brioche bun. Good thing flavor can come from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
Top half of the 4th inning, Montana putting up a 4 spot in the bottom of the 3rd against J.C. Hambrick as we take another look at her 4th punch out here. A 9-pitch battle between Noss and Hambrick as she beautifully once again paints the outside corner. As Noss takes a seat, heads back to the dugout, heads back to second base. As Allie Brock, for the first time in this game, has a lead to work with as she'll deal with the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the Lopes order, starting with Jordan Pearson, looking to get things going for the Lopes offense. Again, picking up a double, her first hit in the purple and black back in game number 1. Rips that one into center field for hit number 2 here in the nightcap. So the second hit for Jordan Pearson puts something in motion for this Lopes offense as Gianna Nicoletti will look to move her into scoring position. And Gianna Nicoletti has done a tremendous job setting the table at the top of that Lopes order in each of the past 3 seasons. 2019, as a freshman, appearing in 43 games, 30 starts with the Lopes, led the team in triples. Squares around, pulls back as that pitch inside, count moves to 1-0. Ranked 5th in runs scored as well, tied for the second longest hitting streak on the team with 8 games straight. She recorded at least 1 hit in 18 games played a season ago. Again, the Lopes only playing 27 games a season ago, going 7-20 overall as that pitch is in there. Count moves to 1-1. Of course, playing in at the bag at third base is Curtis, expecting Nicoletti to slap one the other way. She's walked in each of her first 2 plate appearances, a 9-pitch at-bat against Brock in the first. Leaves that one up, count moves to 2-1. She's done an excellent job getting ahead of Brock in each of her first 3 at-bats. Was able to work the count full and reach back in the first. Was able to reach on a 5-pitch walk after a 3-1 pitch, after falling behind 3-1. back in the third. Pitch slapped the other way and foul, and we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gianna 3 for 4 last night, 2 for 4 against the Wildcats earlier on today. Just looking to put the ball in play here on this 2-2 pitch. Leaves it up. And once again, she works the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So just as her team gives her a 4 spot in the bottom half of the third inning, a 2-run cushion with a lead. Allie Brock struggling here in the top half of the 4th inning. The Lopes on the verge of creating something offensively as that pitch misses low in the zone. 3rd walk for Gianna Nicoletti. And there's runners on first and second and nobody out as the Lopes will bring the go-ahead run to the plate, and Jaden Reed, who could potentially give the Lopes the lead with 1 swing of the bat, which he did drive 2 balls to the warning track against Weber State earlier on today, just in front of the right field wall. Picked up a double in that first inning as well. Still looking for her first hit tonight. 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the first, grounded into a fielder's choice back in the second. She squares, lays down a bunt, perfectly executed by the Lopes right fielder, and that one's thrown into right field, allowing a run to score. Moving to second is Reed, going back to third is Nicoletti, and just like that, it's a 1-run ball game again with the Lopes in business, runners on second and third. But just what the doctor ordered. If you're Jaden Reed, we'll take another look. Perfectly executed. That's textbook bunting right there from Jaden Reed. And that one just getting away from Cammie Sellers. Picks that one up. Looking to throw to Noss, covering at the bag at first base. Throws it well over her head and into right field, allowing Pearson to score. As that one's blocked by Jaden. Count quickly 1-0 now on Kristen Fifield. A base hit could give the Lopes the lead right back as Allie Brock is going to get a mound visit here as she, again, in deep, deep trouble with someone warming up in the bullpen. Looks like they got the southpaw warming up in the bullpen for the Grizz. It'll be interesting to see if this is it for Allie Brock. 3 innings of work, 4 hits allowed, 3 unearned runs to this point. She's allowed 4 walks while picking up 3 strikeouts. Runners on second and third, nobody out. Looks like she's going to be given the opportunity to get herself out of this mess. But again, the heart of the order due up for the Lopes. Fifield, Dietrich, and Taloa looming with runners on second and third and nobody out. Kristen Fifield already has herself 2 hits against Brock here tonight. RBI single up the middle back in the first. She tried to come in with an inside pitch in her last at-bat back in the second, jammed her, but she was able to poke it into center field regardless. Goes with the outside pitch on the outside corner for a called strike to even it up at a ball and a strike in this at-bat. Fifield trying to find the grass once more. 1-1 pitch, skied high on the left side and into the seats and out of play. Lucky souvenir as the count now moves to 1-2. That pitch roped in the air, left field. Going back on it is Kluwich. He's able to haul it in. Sacrifice fly nonetheless for Kristen Fifield. She picks up her second RBI, and we're all knotted up at 4. A very lucky situation there for Jaxie Kluwich, who came in on that one immediately. You know, to say the first step back as an outfielder for any fly balls, we take another look. Kristen Fifield able to take that one the other way. Almost costing her at least 2 runs there with runners on second and third. Able to snow cone that one in. Tagging from third, obviously, was Nicoletti. All knotted up at 4. Runner on second and 2 outs. First pitch to Dietrich. Misses high, count 1-0. She's 0 for 2 on the day after picking up, again, 2 RBIs on 2 hits in game 1 against Weber State. So Reed leads off of second. Pitch misses, gets away from Jaden, but not far enough for Reed to advance as the count now moves to 2 balls and no strikes. Kaylee striking out back in the first, flying out to center back in the second. More of a line out to center field in Phelps with runners on first and second, ending that threat. As the 2-0 pitch, skied in the air on the right side as the count now moves to 2-1. So Brock behind in the count, 2-0, comes right after Dietrich, daring her to hit that pitch over the heart of the plate. Gets right underneath it. Outfield playing fairly deep for the Lopes cleanup hitter. And Kaylee Dietrich has started in each of the first 3 games behind home plate for the Lopes thus far. Almost wears that one as that one comes in on the inner part of the plate as the count now moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. First base is open, with the very dangerous freshman hitter Daisy Talua waiting on deck. Has had herself a very good day thus far at the plate. 3-1 pitch. Fouled off again, and we'll do it again. Full count now to Kaylee Dietrich, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll see how far Montana goes with Allie Brock here in this top half of the 4th inning. Again, just 1 out, trying to salvage Kaylee Dietrich. Kicks, winds, and delivers. Not even close on the inner part of the plate. Another nice stop there from Jaden, able to keep it in front, and now the Lopes have runners on first and second with 1 away. Ground ball double play could get Allie Brock out of this situation, but it doesn't look like she's going to be afforded the opportunity. So it looks like we could potentially see a pitching change here as Willie Newman will meet with the head coach from the Montana Grizz. Again, there was a left-hander warming up in the bullpen. Daisy Talua looking again for her signature moment early on in this season for the Lopes. She did pick up 2 hits and RBI in that first game against Weber State, and it looks like that'll be all for Allie Brock. 3 1/3 innings of work, 4 hits, 4 unearned runs, allowing 5 walks in the process, and I think that was the biggest problem for Allie Brock in this one. She just could not command the strike zone.
Absolutely. Giving the Lopes those free bases didn't really end up well for her in the first, and then back here now in the 4th. And, you know, Jack, as we mentioned, momentum being a huge player, the Lopes coming in, getting that momentum in the first, getting those 2 runs, and then Montana getting it back in the bottom of the 3rd, bringing up those 4 runs. And now, just like that, with a couple swings of the bat, the momentum's shifting back to the Lopes, and we're all tied up.
And that'll bring on the southpaw Ashley Ward, a Henderson, Nevada native. Played in 17 of the 24 games, getting 5 starts a season ago. Made 1 start as a pitcher, 4 as a designated hitter. And she made 5 pitching appearances overall, appeared in 9 games as a pinch hitter. So she'll take over, looking to get out of this mess that Allie Brock has created. 1 out, runners on first and second. 4-4 ball game after Montana put up a 4 spot in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Lopes quickly erasing that lead. Talua bunts, pulls back, ball gets away from Jaden. Runners move up into scoring position. Now we got ourselves runners on second and third. Completely different dynamic now for Ward on the mound, or on the circle. As Talua will look to get the ball on the ground with the middle infielders playing back. 1-0 pitch, sliced down the right field line and foul. As that ball, again, slicing down the line. Talua waiting back just a tad bit more as the count moves to 1-1. Another golden opportunity for her to collect 2 more runs batted in here. Was hit by a pitch in her last at-bat after reaching on an E4 back in the 1st inning. One pitch, waits back on that one, fouls it on the left side into the Lopes dugout, and out of play, and the count now moves to 1-2. And Ward looking for a big strikeout here, does not want Talua to put the ball in play. Outfielders playing fairly deep, so Talua just trying to find the grass in this at-bat. On the outside corner, called strike 3. A huge punch out for Ashley Ward as there are now 2 away here. with runners on second and third. A huge opportunity for Montana to get themselves out of this inning as we take another look here. 2-2 pitch on the outside corner, and Taloa knew it. As she takes a seat, she's now hitless in her first 3 at-bats. As Savannah Torville now digs in, looking for a prime-time opportunity, trying to drive in at least 2 runs here. Takes that first pitch low count quickly, 1-0. She walked in her first plate appearance. Popped up softly to first in her last plate appearance. That was in the third. One-0 pitch, misses, count now moves to 2-0. First base is open with Aguilar waiting on deck. She's already come to the plate twice throughout the day with the bases loaded. Second time coming in this game against Allie Brock, delivering an RBI single on the right side back in the first. 2-0 pitch. In there for a called strike, count moves to 2-1.
Jack, we've seen the Lopes do some damage even with 2 outs back in the earlier game against Weber State. When they put up that 5 spot, most of that was done with 2 outs.
That pitch misses low, count moves to 3-1. Almost all of which came with 2 outs last night in that game against the Utes. Again, 4 runs on 5 hits. Coming down to the wire with runners on the corners, just unable to get that final hit to tie things up at 6. Trying to come through right here is Torville. As that one's knocked down, going to be a tough play, and it's going to be made. A gift for Ashley Ward. Coming in hot with that ball off the bat of Savannah Torville, scorching up the middle, able to get a glove on it to slow things down. McGrath throws across the diamond for the 6-3 putout, and that'll do it, but not before GCU scores 2 more runs on 2 more hits. They leave 2 stranded. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th. 4-4 ball game in the heart of the Valley of the Sun.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
Bottom half of the 4th inning, a lot of 4s here at GCU Softball Stadium. A 4-4 game between the Grizz and the Lopes. After a 4-run bottom half of the 3rd inning to put Montana up 4-2, the Lopes quickly answer back against Allie Brock with 2 runs of their own. Runners on first and second with nobody out. Jaden Reed lays down a bunt. As Cami Sellers, the first baseman, throws it away on the first base side and into right field, allowing 1 run to score. And then Kristen Fifield coming up clutch with a sacrifice fly to left field to knot things up at 4. First pitch is in there for a called strike. JC Hambrick has a brand new ball game to work with here, a clean slate, trying to keep this tied up at 4 heading into the 5th inning. She'll deal with the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, bottom third of the order, Toon, Phelps, and Kluswich. Toon grounding out softly to Aguilar in her last at-bat that came in the 2nd inning. So the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Ashley Ward, the left-hander, the southpaw for the Grizz, doing an excellent job working herself out of that jam. The clutch strikeout with runners on 2nd and 3rd and 1 out, and then, of course, getting a glove off that line drive off the bat of Savannah Torville, resulting in the 6-3 put out by Megan McGrath. One-two pitch, tapped slowly in front of the mound. Going to be a tough play. It's going to be made as they complete the 4-3 putout with Jordan Pearson tossing that one over to Savannah Torville, getting the speedy tune for out number 1. And Alexi Coons, warming up in the bullpen last inning, has since sat down. So we'll see how far Coach Broerman goes with J.C. Hambrick, the freshman, in this one. Again, 2 1/3 innings of work last night against Utah, entering her 4th inning of work here. Rip to second. Another 4-3 put out for Jordan Pearson. 2 up and 2 down. So that'll bring up Jaxie Kluwich, who gave Montana their first real opportunity in this game. Hitting a slow dribbler down the third baseline, beating it out, advancing to second on a wild throw, coming around to score the first run for Montana back in that 3rd inning. Was able to make a nice catch after misreading that sacrifice fly off the bat of Kristen Fifield back in the top half of the 4th inning. Almost getting past her, which would have resulted in 2 runs for the Lopes. Could have potentially been up 5-4. As the 1-0 offering, chopped to second. All 3 putouts made by Jordan Pearson here in the bottom of the 4th. So we'll head to the top of the 5th inning, a 4-4 ball game here in the heart of Phoenix, Arizona. Something's got to give. You're watching GCU Softball.
When I think back on graduation day, it's such a special moment. Walking across the stage, hearing your name called. I think I would really regret not walking. I think being able to finish out a long college experience with an awesome moment like graduation is really special.
If I hadn't decided to walk that day, I think I'd regret not having that sense of closure and accomplishment for that huge chapter in my life.
My name's Noah and I graduated in 2015.
My name is Lauren and I graduated in 2016.
Herff Jones, by your side.
We can stand together by standing far apart.
Stay 6 feet apart from other people.
Wear your mask when you go out.
Wash your hands often.
If you feel sick, stay home.
Be respectful of others.
The choices you make are critical.
By protecting yourself, it helps protect all of us.
Your actions can save lives.
What we do now will shape our future.
Stay safe.
We go to the 5th inning here in Phoenix and get the best gear to show off your Lope pride. Go to lopeshop.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GameDay20 today only to get 20% off for being a GCU TV viewer. Log on and get your gear today.
You know what you can get with that promo code, Jack?
And you've been saying it throughout the first 2 games.
Yeah, coffee, because coffee is a meal. Get some GCBC.
I don't think that's right.
I'm pretty sure it's right.
First pitch misses low, 1-0 to Dietrich. Or Aguilar, Hambrick, and Pearson due up. Bottom third of the Lopes order. Of course, 1 for 2 is the freshman in this one. Picked up a big 2-run double in game 1. With an RBI back in the first. Chop. Good hop for Curtis. Throws across the diamond for the 5-3 putout. 1 up, 1 down for Ashley Ward. Again, Ashley Ward doing a tremendous job getting out of that situation in the top half of the 4th inning. Runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Huge strikeout of Daisy Taloa as you take a look there for the 5-3 putout. Went with the 1-2 pitch on the outer part of the plate to Daisy Taloa to get the 2nd out of that inning. And Savannah Torville scorching one up the middle. Was able to get her glove up just in time to slow it down for Megan McGrath for the 6-3 putout. But the Lopes leaving those runners stranded in scoring position. The Lopes have left 8 runners on in this one so far tonight, resulting in just 4 runs. So that pitch misses low. Montana is leaving 2 runners on. Again, capitalizing on most of their opportunities to this point, which they definitely needed after that no-hitter earlier on today against the Ducks. Softly chopped, left side, going to be a tough play. She makes it just in the nick of time. Megan McGrath with the putout, 2 up and 2 down for Ward. As the Grizz offense looks to have an opportunity to take the lead in the bottom half of the 5th inning with the game knotted up at 4. So Lily Bishop grounds out, pinch hitting there for the Lopes. And Jordan Pearson will dig in, looking to pick up her 3rd hit of the day, 2nd in this game. Singled and came around to score back in the fourth. Chops that one to third. Going to be a tough play, and it's not going to be made as Curtis hesitated there. The double clutch there on the third base side, resulting in an infield hit for Pearson. She's now 2 for 3 today. 2 singles as you take another look. That one jams her on the third base side. Hit it softly enough to make it a tough play, and you see the double clutch there from Curtis. So with 2 outs and a runner on first base, plenty of speed in Jordan Pearson as Gianna Nicoletti will once again look to work the count here. She's been very disciplined all day long. Takes a first pitch in the dirt. Nice block once again by Jaden as the count moves to 1-0. Still looking for her first official plate appearance in this one. 3 walks, 9-pitch walk in the first, 5-pitch walk in the second, and a 7-pitch walk back in the fourth. That pitch in there for a strike, evening up the count at a ball and a strike. One pitch, chopped slowly on the ground to third, booted by Curtis, and everybody's safe. Another hit for Gianna Nicoletti. She now has 6 on the weekend already. 3 hits last night, 2 in the first game, and that's her first hit here tonight as we'll take another look. Vintage Gianna Nicoletti slapping one down the third base side. Would have been a tough play for Curtis regardless. Would have had to field that one perfectly. Unable to do so, and the Lopes are in business once again. Jaden Reed with runners on first and second and 2 outs. First pitch from Ward, misses low, count quickly 1-0 on Reed. Jaden Reed getting things going last inning to create the first Lopes run. Runner on first and second with nobody out. Laid down a perfect bunt down the first base line. Sellers throwing it over the head of Nossen into right field, making this a 4-3 game at the time. As that pitch misses low and in, count now moves to 2 balls and no strikes. Again, third base is open. You don't have to give in to Reed here, but again, you'd have to deal with Kristen Fifield with the bases loaded and 2 outs. As the 2-0 delivery misses up, and now the count goes to 3-0. Jaden Reed surely going to be taking all the way here on 3-0 with runners on first and second and 2 outs. As Jaden once again looking to calm down her left-hander, this lefty-lefty matchup. And with Kristen Fifield waiting on deck as well. Ward will look to have this at-bat in her favor. Pearson on second, Nicoletti on first. 3-0 pitch to Reed. Right down Broadway for a strike, and the count moves to 3-1. Reed trying to pass the baton to Fifield with the bases loaded. And it looks like she'll do just that as that pitch just off the outer part of the plate. Bases loaded, full of Lopes with 2 outs here in the 5th. And Kristen Fifield, who has given Montana trouble all night long, digs in once again, and we may see another switch here. So Pearson on third, Nicoletti on second, Reed now on first. A pivotal moment in this game, all knotted up at 4 in the top of the 5th inning. And we'll see what Montana wants to do here with Ashley Ward on the mound. In an inning and a third, she's only allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. As it looks like we're going to see another pitching change, and we're going to go to a quick break here on GCU TV, but don't go anywhere. It's a 4-4 game, bases loaded, 2 outs, GCU 4, Montana 4. You're watching GCU Softball.
The temperature scanning kiosk from Pacific Office Automation is an easy-to-use, attendant-free device that quickly checks a person's temperature anytime, anywhere. You can now provide peace of mind at schools and universities, grocery stores, restaurants, nursing homes, medical clinics, sporting events, offices, private gatherings, and more. Look to us to help you reduce the risk and be safe. Visit PacificOffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
The right-hander Tristan Ackenbach taking over for the left-hander Ashley Ward. a two-time Big Sky Conference Pitcher of the Year, appeared in 17 games a season ago, made 11 starts for the Grizz. He's coming in to a game in the most pivotal situation. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. And we'll see if this favors Montana. With Ashley Ward, you had the lefty-lefty matchup with Kristen Fifield. Now you have the righty-lefty matchup, which obviously favors Kristen Fifield, especially the way she's been hitting. Her first 2 hits of the game coming off the right-hander, Allie Brock. Reached on an error against Ashley Ward in her last at-bat. So again, all ducks on the pond, full of Lopes. Pearson on third, Nicoletti on second, Reed on first. First pitch to Fifield. Misses low and away, count 1-0. Again, an RBI single up the middle back in the first, singled up the middle in the second, and then picked up the sacrifice fly, hitting a liner to left to tie this one up at 4 back in the 4th. 1-0 pitch. Lofted foul to even up the count at a ball and a strike. GCU's offense has given Montana's pitching staff problems all night long, with J.C. Hambrick delivering for the Lopes despite a 4-run bottom of the 3rd inning, with 2 runs being unearned as that healthy hack is cut on and missed by Fifield, and the count now is 1-2 as Achenbach now in control. Achenbach gets the sign from Jaden. Kicks, winds, and delivers the 1-2. Cut on and missed. A huge strikeout for Tristan Achenbach as she comes in and saves the day for the Grizzlies. Well, we'll head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Still a 4-4 game between the Lopes and the Grizz here on GCU TV.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions gift collection.
Now I'm so happy.
Bottom half of the 5th inning. It's crunch time here in Phoenix. A 4-4 game between the Lopes and the Grizz. And we got to see a preview of this new Lopes southpaw last night. Tabitha Dyer, 2 innings of work, allowing 1 run on 3 hits against the Utah Utes. Comes on in relief of J.C. Hambrick. Of course, Hambrick going 4 innings, allowing 4 runs, 2 of which were earned, picking up 4 strikeouts in the process. A very formidable outing for the Lopes freshman. As Dyer will look to pick up where JC left off. First pitch strike to Kylie Becker. 1, 2, and 3 for the University of Montana. Kylie Becker 0 for 2 in this game, struck out and grounded out against Hambrick in this one. So Hambrick off the hook, can't get the loss nor the win. With this game all tied up, starting a new inning. As that one chopped to third, should be an easy put out for Talua. Across the diamond, 1 away here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Tabitha Dyer, just like J.C. Hambrick, is able to handle the bat just as well as she's able to handle the ball out there on the circle. For those wondering, Lily Bishop will stay in the game as the designated hitter, following J.C. Hambrick's departure. As that pitch misses in, count moves to 1-0 on Cammie Sellers. Sellers 1 for 2 in this game, had a big hit in her last at-bat, an RBI single to tie things up at 2 apiece before Montana went on to take a 4-2 lead, quickly erased in the top half of the inning as that one's ripped foul. The count levels up at a ball and a strike. It's been the middle part of the order, the heart of the order, you could say, for the Grizz that has stepped up so far in this one against J.C. Hambrick. 1 for 2 is Cami Sellers. 1 for 2 is Megan McGrath with the double in the gap. And then Curtis picking up 2 hits against the Lopes freshman right-hander through the first 4 innings. Sellers looking to get on as a 1-out base runner for the Grizz. And she will as she laces that one into right field for a base hit. So now she's 2 for 3 as Reed gets that one in. And that'll bring up the very dangerous Megan McGrath, already 1 for 2 in this game. Laced a bullet into the left center field gap in her last at-bat. I'll see how Tabitha wants to pitch to McGrath here as you take another look. Getting out in front of that one was Sellers. Able to dunk it into right field for a base hit. Go outside with the first pitch. Misses out. Count moves to 1-0. Megan, of course, popped up softly to Aguilar at short back in the first before hitting that ringing double in the third. Mentioned leading the Grizz in average a season ago with a .338 batting average. So that pitch laced in the air, fairly deep right field, but it's going to get out of play and foul. The count quickly 0-1 on McGrath. Again, Montana's bullpen doing an excellent job. We saw 2 innings ago. Ashley Ward getting herself into and out of trouble. Runners on second and third with 1 out, able to get out of that jam. Ackenbach, the right-hander, coming on in relief. Bases loaded, 2 outs. In the top half of the 5th inning, able to pick up a huge strikeout to get the Grizz out of that jam. As that one's going to be laced into right field, going to fall in front of Reed for a base hit. Sellers will move up a base, and just like that, Montana back in business. Runners on first and second with 1 out here in the 5th. And that'll bring up the very dangerous Curtis here as we take another look. Nice idea by Tabitha to go on the inner part of the plate there to Megan McGrath. Inside-out swing, able to poke it right in front of Jaden Reed for the base hit. So Curtis already 2 for 2 in this game. Single to right in the second, an RBI single back in the third to put Montana up. First pitch from Dyer. Misses low and away, count 1-0. And Lexi Coons begins to warm once again in the Lopes bullpen. Has only been utilized once so far. It was last night to pick up the final 2 outs in that 8th inning against Utah. And looking like a completely different Montana offense in this one, as it looks like we'll see a pinch runner. So with Sellers, with not much speed over there at second base, Montana wanting to take the lead on a single here. As Kelly Swire, pinch running. Got the start in the Oregon game, going 0 for 2 in the 9-hole. Another great block there from Kaylee Dietrich as the count now moves to 2 balls and no strikes. Not where you want to be if you're Tabitha Dyer in this situation. 1 out, runners on first and second, falling behind in the count to arguably the most dangerous hitter in this lineup in Kendall Curtis. .2-0 pitch, misses outside. The count now runs to 3-0. Again, a base is open here with Jaden waiting on deck. Jaden, the junior, is 0 for 2. But again, you'd have nowhere to put her. Have to come right after the junior catcher for these Montana Grizz. 3-0 pitch. Misses outside, a 4-pitch walk to Kendall Curtis. And when you fall behind 2-0, you can't really give in to a hitter like that who's been on all night long with 2 runners on and less than 2 outs. So with a base open, they walk her as we'll get another quick mound visit here. Again, Lexi Coons is warming up in the bullpen. We'll see if Coach Browerman turns to the right-hander as everybody comes off the base path. There's a long meeting here. Again, bases loaded, 1 out. The Lopes offense saw themselves in this situation a half inning ago, unable to produce. And it looks as if we're going to see Lexi Coons, and we will here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. So Tabitha Dyer, in just a third of an inning, unable to get out of this fifth inning. And when we come back, it's bases loaded, 1 out, 4-4 game between the Grizz and the Lopes here on GCU TV.
At Raising Cane's, we know quality takes time, patience, and the best ingredients, which is why every chicken finger we serve is hand-battered and cooked to order just for you. We never take shortcuts. That doesn't mean you can. Introducing an even faster and easier way to order Cane's with our new app. Find your closest restaurant, customize your meal, pay, and schedule pickup. So next time, take it easy and order with the Raising Cane's app.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Welcome back inside the GCU Softball Stadium. Lexi Coons back out on the circle, trying to get her team into and out of trouble as Montana is threatening. Bases loaded, 1 out, as Tabitha Dyer unable to get herself out of this fifth inning after 4 strong innings from J.C. Hambrick. Again, we saw a taste of Tabitha Dyer with 2 innings of work, allowing that 1 run on 3 hits last night against that Pac-12 threat in Utah. Allows 2 hits in this inning, 2 hits and a walk to the heart of the Montana order. And after the 4-pitch walk to Kendall Curtis, Jaden will dig in. 0 for 2 in this game already. Struck out looking in the second against Hambrick, and then reached on an error back in the third. Remember, she was the one that flew out to right field. Jaden Reed unable to haul it in, allowing 2 runs to score, making this a 4-2 game at the time. First pitch from Coons, misses in, count quickly 1-0. Lexi did a nice job salvaging the final 2 outs in last night's 8th inning against the Utes, giving the Lopes offense a chance to storm back in the bottom of the 8th, scoring those 4 runs on 4 hits. 1-0 pitch, clips the inside corner as she gets the call from Willie Newman behind the dish, and the count now moves to 1-1. Swire on third, McGrath on second, Curtis on first. 1-1 pitch from Coons. Misses low, and the count moves to 2-1, taking a little something off that one. Lopes infield playing about halfway. The 2-1 pitch misses low in the zone, and now nowhere to put McAllister here. Pinch hitting for Jaden.
If you're Lexi Coons, you just kind of want to make sure you can get this out. As you mentioned, don't have anywhere to put the batter. And really just wants to help her team get out of the trouble here that she can. And she does just that with getting a strike right there.
Perfectly executed by Lexi Coons. Couldn't give in to McAllister there. 3-1. Paints the inside corner. Now a big payoff pitch coming with 1 out, bases loaded. Montana with an opportunity to break through in this game. As the payoff pitch from Coons, ripped in the air, deep center field, going back is Fifield. Set it off. Pinch hit grand slam for McAllister, and Montana breaks it open here in the 5th. It's an 8-4 ball game. Wow. So just like that, the Grizz have a 4-run lead as we take another look. Coons trying to come in, misses up, and McAllister made her pay. Well over the center field wall as Kristen Fifield could only look and watch. And the Lopes offense is now going to have to step up in the top half of the 6th inning. Remember, Montana going up 4-2 back in the 3rd. Lopes quickly responded with 2 runs of their own. If you're looking ahead to the 6th, it'll be Dietrich, Taloa, and Torville, as Coons still needs to get herself out of this inning with just 1 out. First pitch is a strike to Noss, 0 for 2 in this game. Flew out to right in the 2nd, struck out looking back in the 3rd. Both at-bats coming against J.C. Hambrick. And if the Lopes are unable to come back in this game, it would be Tabitha Dyer who would be in line for the loss, as that pitch misses outside, count levels at 1-1. Lofted foul. Count now moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So again, after being no hit earlier on today against the Ducks, the Grizz offense going hitless in each of the first 2 innings against J.C. Hambrick and this Lopes offense. The Lopes getting out to a quick 2-0 advantage before Montana was able to put up a 4 spot in the 3rd, 2 of which came unearned. Lopes quickly came storming back after falling behind, able to tie up the score at 4 apiece. They had runners on 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Ashley Ward came on in relief, was able to get herself out of that jam. Lopes then had the bases loaded in the top half of the 5th inning, unable to come across with the big hit after tying things up at 4 back in the 3rd. So that pitch misses out, now the count runs full at 3-2. Montana, heart of their order. We've talked about Sellers, McGrath, and Curtis coming up clutch so far in this one. They loaded the bases, and McAllister coming off the bench, pinch hitting for the catcher, Jaden, connects for a grand slam over the center field wall to give Montana the 8-4 advantage. Right there is Torville in foul ground to make the play. 2 outs and nobody on, and that'll bring up the freshman right fielder, Toon, as Lexi Coons again just looking to limit the damage at this point with her team now down by 4. First pitch misses low and away, 1-0. Toon grounded out softly to Aguilar back in the 2nd. Grounded off softly back to Pearson in the 4th. Jordan Pearson making all 3 putouts in that 4th inning. Laced foul to even up the count at a ball and a strike. And again, it will be Dietrich, Taloa, and Torville, all hitless thus far against Montana pitching to this point. Again, they've used 2 relievers, Ashley Ward, and then got on a miss. Count now moves to 1-2. Tristan Ackenbach, of course, getting that huge strikeout with the bases loaded in the top half of the 5th inning. Grounded softly to Pearson. Throws on to first for the 4-3 putout, and that'll do it here in the 5th, but not before the big blow. Pinch hit grand slam off the bat of McAllister, well over the center field wall, gives Montana a 4-run cushion heading into the 6th. Well, let's go to the 6th. It's Montana 8, GCU 4. You're watching GCU Softball. We'll be right back.
How does a chicken sandwich become a Whataburger spicy chicken sandwich? Is it by slathering it in a fiery sauce? Or adding some crazy hot toppings? Nah. If the chicken in a chicken sandwich wants to be spicy, it has to come from the inside. by marinating it in spices, frying it up, then cooling it off with fresh veggies, all on a new brioche bun. Good thing flavor can come from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
We move to the top half of the 6th inning. The Lopes offense has a lot of work to do as Montana comes away with the big blow offensively. In the bottom half of the 5th inning, the pinch hit grand slam gives them an 8-4 lead as the Lopes will send their 4, 5, and 6 hitters to the dish. First with Kaylee Dietrich, still looking for her first hit of the night after picking up 2 hits in the first game this afternoon against the Wildcats. Struck out in the first, flew out to center in the second, walked back in the fourth. First pitch from Achenbach misses up, count quickly 1-0. Pitch misses in, count now moves to 2-0, and we've seen this Lopes offense being disciplined at the plate all night long. They're going to have to be very disciplined, cannot give Achenbach anything to work with here. Going to have to earn every strike she has to this point, down by 4, trying to create some opportunities, trying to create some base runners late in this game as that pitch is cut on and missed. Count moves to 2-1. Two-one pitch, drilled in the air, deep left field, but hooking foul as that'll level up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the Lopes offense stagnant in last night's loss to Utah in the first 7 innings. Broke out in a big way in the first game today against the Wildcats. Have had a fair share of opportunities so far today as the 6-3 putout from McGrath is completed for the first out. Plenty of opportunities to score a ton of runs today. They've capitalized on some of those opportunities, missed out on others, resulting in 4 runs on 5 hits. They've left 11 runners on base to this point in this game tonight against the Grizz. And the biggest difference thus far, Cheyenne, is that left base runners total, because 11 runners left on base for the Lopes compared to 2 for Montana. They've capitalized on almost every single one of their opportunities. First pitch in there for a called strike, count 0-1 on Taloa. Daisy had made quite the impression early on in this season as a freshman, picking up a pinch hit single in last night's game, picking up 2 hits and an RBI earlier on today. Still looking for a first hit in game 2. As that pitch misses up, count now moves to a ball and a strike. Struck out looking in her last plate appearance. That was with runners on second and third and 1 out. It was a 4-4 game at the time back in the third. Ashley Ward, the left-hander, painting the outside corner for that big punch out. As that pitch misses out, count now moves to 2-1. Comes back in with the inside corner, and as she paints it, count levels up at 2 balls and 2 strikes after trying to get Taloa to chase on those last 2 pitches. So mixing it up here to level up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll see what she goes with here. She gets the sign from Jaden. Goes back on the inside corner, just misses. She won't get the benefit of the doubt from Willie Newman behind home plate, and the count runs full at 3-2. Taloa just trying to get on here with their team down by 4. The Lopes still have 2 more opportunities in the 6th and the 7th. Luxie Coons presumably going to be back out on the circle in the bottom half of this inning, trying to keep this at least 8 runs for this Grizzly offense. As Taloa worked the count full, lays off that pitch on the outer part of the plate and draws a walk. She's on for the 2nd time after being hit back in the 3rd inning. And that'll bring up Savannah Torville. In the bottom third of this order, you got Torville, Aguilar, and then remember Lily Bishop stayed in this game as a designated hitter for J.C. Hambrick. A lot of power in the bottom third of this order for the Lopes. As that pitch misses in, count moves to 1-0 on Torville. Scorched one up the middle in her last at-bat with runners on second and third and 2 outs. Ashley Ward getting very lucky, able to snag it. slow things down for Megan McGrath, who was able to throw out Torville to end that inning. There's that pitch in there for a called strike to level up the count at 1-1 strike.
Yeah, Jack, as you mentioned, the bottom half of this order is the half of the order that's been doing the most damage for the Lopes, starting last night against Utah, earlier this morning against Weber State, and then they did it at the beginning of this game against the Grizz. And right now, for the Lopes, they really need that bottom half to get things going here, to try and get those 4 runs back.
Again, it's going to have to be one batter at a time for the Lopes. Savannah Torville, again, just trying to pass the baton to Angeli Aguilar, waiting on deck, as she now works the count to 3-1. Again, the Lopes not chasing outside of the zone to this point tonight, which has fared well, creating some opportunities on the base paths. They just have not been able to connect for the big blow at the plate. There's a 3-1 pitch ripped in the air, left field, hooking foul as she gets out in front of that one once again, and the count now runs full at 3-2 strikes. So Taloa is able to work the count full, able to lay off the pitch on the outer part of the plate. We'll see what Achenbach goes with here on the payoff pitch to Torville. Tries to come in and low, but misses. Back-to-back walks for Achenbach. And just like that, one more base runner brings the tying run to the plate for the Lopes. With Aguilar digging in, remember Lily Bishop is on deck. Led the Lopes with 4 home runs a season ago. So Achenbach and Jaden trying to get on the same page.
Number 3, Angeli Aguilar.
Another big moment for a Lopes freshman hitter. Aguilar already 1 for 3 in this game, picking up that RBI single all the way back in the first inning. She has since flown out to center field and grounded out sharply to third base. That was back in the 5th. So with the corners playing in, middle infielders playing back. First pitch from Achenbach to Aguilar, misses low and inside. Double steal coming, and both Lopes are going to be in there safely. Heads up base running from both Taloa and Torville, able to advance a base each. So a single makes this an 8-6 game potentially. If Aguilar is able to find the grass, again, the outfielder is playing fairly deep. It's the 1-0 pitch in the dirt. Nice stop there for Jaden, as the count now moves to 2-0. First base again is open. If you don't want to give in to Aguilar here, but a very, very dangerous, powerful hitter, and Lily Bishop waiting on deck. So once again, despite coming away with most of their opportunities offensively, Montana's pitching staff have made things very worrisome for that Montana coaching staff in the dugout, giving GCU plenty of opportunities to get themselves back in this game as that pitch misses up and in, and the count is 3-0. Aguilar surely going to be taking all the way here at this stage in the game. Can ill afford to give away any opportunities, as we'll see another mound visit. Nobody currently warming up in the bullpen for the Grizz, so this is Tristan Achenbach's top half of the 6th inning, regardless of how it goes. And if the Lopes are able to load the bases, it will be Talua on third, Torville on second, and Aguilar on first. It'll be interesting to see what the game plan is here. Again, 3-0 count, first base is open. Do you want to walk Aguilar and take your chances with Lily Bishop, or do you go after Aguilar, knowing that Lily Bishop can tie this game with one swing of the bat? So the runners head back. Achenbach will now deal a 3-0 pitch to Angeli Aguilar. And she does not give in, misses up. A 4-pitch walk to Ange, and the bases are loaded once again. A familiar sight in this game for this Lopes offense, looking to come away with the big blow now. Top half of the 6th inning, bases loaded, 1 out. And that'll bring up, again, the Lopes leader in home runs from a season ago, Lily Bishop. 4 home runs, 20 runs batted in 2020, 5 home runs in her sophomore campaign in 2019. Takes that pitch on the outside corner for a strike count, 0-1. can imagine the outfield playing fairly deep once more with the infield playing in. 0-1 pitch. Popped foul above the booth, and then the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Lily Bishop getting just underneath that one. As Tristan Achenbach now fully heading the count with no balls and 2 strikes. Plenty of room to work with. Going to try and get Lily Bishop to chase here. Would love to get a strikeout here with Pearson waiting on deck. Just misses outside. Perfect pitch there if you're Achenbach. Right on the corner trying to get Lily Bishop to chase outside the zone, but to no avail. Can GCU answer the call from Montana's grand slam in the top of the 6th? Bishop swings through that one for strike 3, and she'll head back to the dugout. Perfectly executed by Achenbach. As after the 0-2 pitch, she tries to get her to chase outside to no avail, gets her to chase the high stuff on 1 and 2 for the big punch out. A much necessary punch out for Tristan Achenbach. So with 2 outs, Jordan Pearson has a potential chance to make this a close game, a closer game, as that pitch is in there for a called strike, count 0-1. And if Montana is able to secure this victory at the end of the night, it's going to be because GCU was just unable to come away with a big hit late in the game. But Jordan Pearson has an unbelievable opportunity here to chip away at this Grizzly lead. Pitch misses up to even up the count at a ball and a strike. Already has 2 hits tonight. Singled in the 4th, came around to score, singled back in the 5th. Has 3 hits on the day. 1-1 pitch, paints the corner beautifully, and the count is 1 and 2 on Jordan Pearson. Again, Talua on 3rd, Torville on 2nd, Aguilar on 1st. Jordan Pearson at the plate. 1-2 delivery, misses up, count moves to 2 and 2. Achenbach trying to do the same thing to what she did to Lily Bishop moments ago, getting her to chase the 1-2 pitch up in the zone. See what she goes with here on 2 and 2. See if she tries to come in and go away to Jordan Pearson. Tries to go away and execute it to perfection. Tristan Achenbach works herself into and out of trouble. Bases loaded, 1 out. Punches out Lily Bishop and Jordan Pearson for the final 2 outs as we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Montana remains in front 8-4. You're watching GCU Softball.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
Let's move to the bottom half of the 6th inning between the Grizz and the Lopes as we take a look at the Commonwealth upcoming schedule. Of course, we'll be right back at it tomorrow here on GCU TV as the Lopes take on these same Montana Grizzlies at 3 p.m. Mountain State time before taking on the number 10 Oregon Ducks at 6 p.m. as that pitch misses low and away. Count moves to 1-0. Of course, the Lopes and the Weber State Wildcats will have another date Sunday afternoon, a Sunday matinee at 11 a.m. here at this GCU kickoff tournament. Still plenty of softball left to be played in this one. Bottom of the 6th, Montana up by 4, but the way the Lopes have created some opportunities for themselves offensively, Montana's pitching staff still has their work cut out for them as Lily Bishop plunks Phelps to lead off the inning. She'll take first base, and that'll bring up Kluswich with a runner on first base and nobody out. And Jaxie Kluswich in the 9 spot tonight has picked up a base hit, picked up the first hit of the night for Montana, first hit of the season, resulting in the first run for Montana back in inning number 3. As she squares the bunt, fouls it straight back. Count quickly 0-1. Montana would love to get a few insurance runs off Lexi Kuntz here in their final at-bat here in the bottom of the 6th. And if you're looking ahead to the top half of the 7th, this is the top of the order for the Lopes. Gianna Nicoletti, Jaden Reed, and Kristen Fifield. Oh, 1 pitch. This is off the outer part of the plate to even up the count at a ball and a strike. And it'll be an 0-1 to Kluich. Rips that one up the middle, and that'll be an infield single as Pearson gloves it, but not nearly in time to get the speedy Kluich. And she's on first with 1 out. So Phelps, who was originally hit by a pitch, it seemed like, has been ruled out by the home plate umpire, Willie Newman. So there's 1 away here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Kluich leads off first. First pitch misses low for a ball count, moves to 1-0 on Kylie Becker. 0 for 3 today. Struck out looking in her first at-bat on 3 pitches against J.C. Hambrick. Popped up in her second at-bat back in the 3rd. Is that one? Grounded in the hole, going to be a tough play. Not going to be made. Another infield single for Montana, and just like that, they're going to give Lexi Kuhn some trouble here in the bottom half of the 6th. Already up by 4. Runners on first and second with 1 out. And that'll bring up Cami Sellers once again. 2 for 3 in this game already. Picked up a single into right field, starting everything in motion last inning. Picked up a single, was moved to second off the single from McGrath. Curtis walked. And then, of course, the big blow. McAllister with the pinch hit grand slam to make this an 8-4 game. That one's going to fall into center field for a base hit. Fifield with the crow hop, the 1-hopper to Savannah Torville. And just like that, another familiar situation for Montana's offense. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the 6th. And that'll bring up the very dangerous Megan McGrath, who's already 2 for 3 in this game. We mentioned .338 average a season ago. Picked up a double in the gap back in the 3rd. Singled into right in her last at-bat. She scored on the grand slam as well. So Kluich on 3rd, Becker on 2nd, Sellers on 1st. There's the first pitch from Lexi Kuhns to Megan McGrath. Fouled straight back, count 0-1.
Right now, Jack, if you're Lexi Kuhns, you want to get that ground ball because you do have that force out at any of the bases, and try at least to get that second out to help get your team back to the plate. Lopes do have that 4-run deficit that they're facing, but they were starting to get to Achenbach as she did have those 3 back-to-back-to-back walks that did load the bases for the Lopes.
The Lopes just can ill afford to give up any more damage in this game. Already down by 4 as that one's going to be roped in the air. Center field. Hauling under it is Fifield. Throw's going to come into 3rd. And they're going to nab the runner at 3rd base. What a play by Kristen Fifield. I believe the runner did score across home plate before the out was made. So the run does score. It is a 9-4 lead now for Montana. But what a play from Kristen Fifield, able to camp underneath that one and go to third with the throw. Talua with the tag. And we'll head to the top half of the 7th inning. Do the Lopes have a rally in their bones? They'll need at least 5 runs here in the top half of the 7th. You're watching GCU Softball on GCU TV.
When I think back on graduation day, it's such a special moment. Walking across the stage, hearing your name called. I think I would really regret not walking. I think being able to finish out a long college experience with an awesome moment like graduation is really special.
If I hadn't decided to walk that day, I think I'd regret not having that sense of closure and accomplishment for that huge chapter in my life.
My name's Noah and I graduated in 2015.
My name is Lauren and I graduated in 2016.
Herff Jones, by your side.
We can stand together by standing far apart.
Stay 6 feet apart from other people.
Wear your mask when you go out.
Wash your hands often.
If you feel sick, stay home.
Be respectful of others.
The choices you make are critical.
By protecting yourself, it helps protect all of us.
Your actions can save lives.
What we do now will shape our future.
Stay safe.
Over the Wildcats earlier on today, currently trail by 5 as they enter their last opportunity here in the top half of the 7th inning. It'll be Nicoletti, Reed, and Fifield as Tristan Achenbach looks to finish the job for this Montana pitching staff. Again, the Lopes took a 2-0 lead early on. For Montana came storming back in the third to take a 4-2 advantage, quickly evaporated by this Lopes offense, putting up 2 more in that third inning. 4-4 tie heading into the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Lopes have had their opportunities, loading the bases on several occasions, unable to come away with the big blow. McAllister with the pinch hit grand slam, the X factor in this game. Vintage Gianna Nicoletti, that one is going to again pay off for her in big dividends. Another base hit for Gianna Nicoletti, bunting that one on the left side, almost getting past Curtis. Was able to snag it at the last moment and attempt to throw out the speedy Nicoletti, but to no avail. 2 more hits in this one. And she goes 2 for 3 with 2 walks. And that'll bring up Jaden Reed. Again, the Lopes trying to take this one at bat at a time. Trying to create some base runners as that one cut on and missed. Count quickly 0-1. Jaden, after picking up a hit in game 1, still looking for her first hit here in game 2. Walked in her last at bat. As the 0-1 pitch, chopped on the left side, booted, and the play's not going to be able to be made. So just like that, just like what we saw last night against Utah, the Lopes entering their final inning of play, down big, trying to create some opportunities. They have runners on first and second and nobody out. And that'll bring up the very dangerous Kristen Fifield, who's already made her presence felt tonight with an RBI back in the first inning.
Yeah, the Lopes being able to capsize on the speed of Nicoletti and then that error there for Reed to get to first. Definitely something that the Lopes are going to need to, and that we saw in that Utah game, capitalizing on mistakes by the other team to help chip away at that lead.
And they were down by 5, came away with 4 in that 8th inning. Pitch misses up, count moves to 1-1 on Fifield. It's been the story of the game throughout this one for not only Tristan Achenbach, Ashley Ward as well as Allie Brock. Just unable to put this Lopes offense down quietly. Runners lead off, 1-2 pitch, misses low and away. The count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Nice idea there from Achenbach. trying to stay away from the middle of the plate against the Lopes 3-hitter late in this game. 2-2 pitch. Skied in the air, left field. Camping under it is Kluwich. She makes the play. Nicoletti thought about tagging, thought better of it, just to draw the throw. As the throw comes into Curtis at third base, so now there's one away with runners on first and second. And that'll bring up Kaylee Dietrich. Fifield getting underneath that one just a tad. Easy play out there in left field for Kluwich. And Kaylee still looking for her big moment in this game after picking up an RBI in game number 1. Grounded out softly to short back in the 6th. She's 0 for 3 with a walk. Pitch misses outside to level up the count at a ball and a strike. Again, down by 5. The Lopes need base runners. Could potentially come down to the bottom third of that order with Aguilar, Bishop, and Pearson once again like it did last inning, if the Lopes are able to get that far. Pitch fouled off and out of play, count now moves to a ball and 2 strikes. And the hitting summary to this point for the Lopes, just 6 hits and 28 at-bats, resulting in a .214 average for the game. And again, the big total, 14 runners left on base in this game. 1-2 pitch, rip to second. Throw to first as they get the shore out. Runners move up to second and third with 2 outs, and the Lopes are now down to their final out with Daisy Taloa coming to the plate. Ball seemed like it was hit hard enough for Noss to at least entertain the idea of a game-ending double play. Thought better of it, gets the shore out at first base. So with Nicoletti on third, Reed on second. Taloa takes a strike on the outside corner, count 0-1. Walked in her last at-bat, has reached twice, still looking for her first hit in this game after picking up 2 hits in the opener. Looking to pass the baton to Savannah Torville, waiting on deck. 0-1 pitch, misses up, count moves to 1-1. Angeli Aguilar would be the tying run if the Lopes can get her to the plate. Cut on and missed. A healthy hack there from Talua. And the Lopes are down to their final strike as Achenbach looks to seal this one for Montana, looking for their first win of the season, looking for their first win in this GCU kickoff tournament. Talua looking to work the count. The 1-2 pitch misses outside, and the count levels at 2-2. Again, the big blow in this game, the pinch hit grand slam back in the bottom of the 5th inning. It was a 4-4 game. McAllister driving, a 3-2 payoff pitch from Lexi Coons over the center field wall, and that's where we stand. 9-4 lead for Montana. The 2-2 pitch fouled off as Talua hanging in there, battling against the Montana right-hander. Again, another quick turnaround as it was today for the Lopes tomorrow. Taking on Montana at 3 p.m. Mountain State time, and then a huge date with the number 10 team in the nation in the Oregon Ducks. Cut on and missed. That'll do it. Montana picks up a much-needed victory after getting no hit by the Oregon Ducks earlier on today. The offense wakes up. The big grand slam puts the nail in the coffin, and Montana comes away with a 9-4 victory over the Grand Canyon University Lopes. Well, the offense had their opportunity, Cheyenne, but at the end of the day, you leave 14 runners on base. That is not going to be a recipe for success late in this game.
Absolutely, Jack. The Lopes needed to be able to capitalize on having the bases loaded, those 3 back-to-back walks, and just, as you mentioned, leaving 14 people on base and not being able to take those free bases and use them to the Lopes' advantage.
Well, they wasted an excellent performance today by J.C. Hambrick, who went 4 innings of work, allowing those 4 runs. She gets dealt with the no decision in this one. Of course, Tabitha Dyer will be dealt with the loss after allowing the bases loaded situation in the bottom half of that 5th inning. Lexi Coons coming on, giving up the big blow again, the grand slam, the pinch hit grand slam off the bat of McAllister. As we, again, the game stats in this one, the Lopes 4 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors, leaving 16 runners on base, 9 runs, 11 hits, only allowing 3 runners on base was Montana at the end of the day. They capitalized on most of their opportunities. Again, thank you for tuning in with us all day long. You could catch us out again on youtube.com/GCU. From everybody here at GCU TV alongside Cheyenne Rose, I'm Jack O'Hara saying good night from GCU Softball Stadium. We'll see you again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain State time. And as always, go Lopes.